and welcome to Lalande, where Philip is putting the final touches on the table for the guest dinner tonight. I'm about to call the guests through, but before you join us here for dinner, I want to go back in time to our day out in Chantilly and show you the second half of our visit there. So those of you who saw yesterday's video will have seen the gorgeous exhibition of boule furniture that we visited, and possibly equally importantly, tasted the extraordinary cream from Chantilly, which was quite a revelation. But we also went to visit the private apartments of the owner of the chateau, the Duc d'Aumale. He owned it back in the 19th century, and he made the most beautiful private apartment for him and his adored wife, Marie-Caroline. But as you'll see when we visit the apartment, it's not just a story of a man who was both born into privilege and inherited vast wealth. It's also a tale that will almost certainly make you count your own blessings in life, because as you'll see, having enormous wealth and great love in your life is sometimes not enough to secure happiness. Henri d'Orléans, the Duc d'Aumale, was the fifth son of the French King Louis-Philippe, but he did not have this spectacular chateau because of that. Not only was he the son of the king, but he inherited the entire fortune of the Prince Condé, a hugely wealthy man who died without heirs and left everything to his godson, Henri d'Orléans. Henri took the title Prince de Condé and moved into the ancestral home of the princes of Condé, the Chateau de Chantilly, with his beautiful wife, Marie-Caroline. He set about restoring the chateau to its past grandeur, building entire areas that had been destroyed in the Revolution, and creating his private apartments in this area of the chateau known as the Petit Chateau. And apparently the private apartments feel almost like a boat inside because they're all on the water. Oh my goodness, it does feel like being in a boat. What a magical place to live. We are standing in the small but magnificent entrance hall of a time capsule, because this apartment is the last remaining princely apartment from the monarchy of Louis-Philippe in the mid-19th century in France. This was Marie-Caroline's bedroom. She and Henri absolutely adored each other. But their life together was not an easy one. In fact, she only enjoyed this beautiful bedroom for a few happy weeks. Shortly after this renovation was completed, Henri had to go to Algeria where he was governor. His wife went with him, and whilst they were there, they received the news that his father Louis-Philippe had abdicated the throne of France and fled into exile in England. Henri and Marie-Caroline immediately went to England to join his family in exile, and they remained there for over 20 years. But exile was not the first sadness that the couple had had to endure, and this beautiful cot is a testament to that, because only 1 year before having to go to England, they lost their son Henri, who died at only 1 month old. They moved to England with their 3-year-old son Louis, but shortly after arriving there, they lost 2 more children, a stillborn daughter and a son who died at only 3 months old, at their home, Orléans House, in Twickenham. Finally, still in Twickenham, they had another son who survived, and the Duchess was delighted to have her sons Louis and Francois with her. But after that, she had to suffer the births of 3 more stillborn children. Going back to the entrance hall, knowing what we know now, you can see the poignancy of the 2 portraits of their surviving sons, Francois and Louis. But in fact, the situation was to get even worse because their adored eldest son, Louis, died aged 20 when he was visiting Australia of a fever. His mother was absolutely inconsolable, and just 3 years later, she died of a respiratory illness in her late 40s. The heartbroken Duke poured out his feelings into his diary, saying that theirs had been the perfect union of minds, of hearts, of bodies, and of souls. 1 year after his wife's death, the Duke's exile suddenly came to an end, and he was able to return to France after over 20 years spent in England. He returned with all of the furniture that they'd taken into exile with them, and he put it back in exactly the same places it had been in when he'd been so happy in these apartments with his wife in the early years of their marriage. Everything that you see here is exactly as they knew it. This room is the only room to have changed, because this was his wife's private sitting room, and it was originally green. As you can see from the celadon vases, they would have gone perfectly with the green walls, but he changed the wall fabric to a purple because that was the colour of half mourning. He left it as an homage to his love and his mourning for his wife. Interestingly, the Duke's bedroom shows him to have been a man of simpler taste when it came to himself. The sumptuous desk that he was given as a gift is in sharp contrast to the bed that he chose for himself, which is a simple metal military bed. The paintings in the panelling show scenes of country pleasures in the Chateau de Chantilly, but the Duke didn't live here to enjoy them. Only 2 years after moving back to France after his exile in England, Henri's last surviving son, François, died at the age of only 18 from scarlet fever. He and his wife had had 8 children, and he was the only surviving member of his family. The Duke said that he could not continue living in these apartments. To him, they were like a tomb, a memory of all of the people that he'd loved and lost. So he left the entire chateau to the French state and spent the rest of his life restoring it, filling it with extraordinary treasures, and left this small apartment at the heart of it as a perfectly preserved memory of those few weeks of happiness. Plagued by gout in old age, the Duke would spend his time in this wheelchair, still buying yet more things for the chateau, and his relations accused him of stealing from his own family. But he said, "No, I am enriching the people of France." Quite extraordinary for a man who'd been exiled from this country for over 20 years. Somehow I can imagine Philip still browsing auction sites in his 90s in a wheelchair. Though I can't imagine even Philip amassing enough treasures to create the sort of museum that the Duke created here in Chantilly. It has the largest selection of old masters in France after the Louvre. And everywhere you look, there are jaw-dropping treasures. And now I wish we had time to visit the rest of the chateau, but I think we need to start the 4.5-hour journey home. And I can assure you it is very, very hard not to spend the next few hours filming here, because everywhere I look is jaw-droppingly beautiful. Even the views from the windows. It just gives me so many ideas for Lalande, but let's face it, in absolute miniature and with much greater simplicity. But still, there's inspiration around every corner. But I will just give you a little taste of the joys that we'll be able to see next time we come to visit this chateau and, let's face it, eat the cream again. Books are you holding, Philip? What's going on the other side of that coat? What's going on? I know you so well. How many of you?
Just the 3 so far.
Royal friendships. Ah, yes. Well, that does look interesting. A day at the Chateau de Chantilly. Beautiful. Well, I knew you wouldn't go without getting the exhibition catalogue.
What is the cabinet you liked?
Yeah, that was incredible. These rock crystals on top.
There was one that I wanted to get, and then I saw the price, 150 euros, and I thought, maybe not.
What a sensible man you are.
I know, always.
Wow is all I can say. We have had the most glorious time. The sun is setting over the Chateau de Chantilly, and we have 4.5 hours to get home. So we're going to jump in the car and go home knowing that it was absolutely 100% worth the 9-hour round trip.
Wonderful.
Blown away.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for suggesting it, Ron.
You're welcome.
We wouldn't have come here if it weren't for you, and thank goodness we did. Well, you also have a very long journey home, don't you?
About 3.5 hours. By Texas standards, that's just across town.
Okay, just hop, skip, and a jump.
Yes.
All right, see you soon, I hope. Oh, very soon at
Yes,
Lalande.
very soon, yes.
Good, look forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been glorious.
Glorious.
Wow, it feels so weird being back in the modern world. How many more hours till we're home?
Just 2.5.
Home sweet home. Oh my goodness, you did so well, Philip. I can't believe how much you've driven today. It's worth it.
Absolutely. They're fantastic.
You're superb. Hello, my darling. Oh, you're coming out of the pouch, the marsupial. Oh, was he snug as anything? Oh, la la.
Oh la la.
Oh la la. Oh, my darling.
Oh, he's so happy to see you.
See him. And you. I'm delighted to see you. You've come right out of your jumper in the excitement.
Yes, he's done that all day.
Toga look.
I think you'll be delighted by this.
Oh, whoa, soup plates. Oh, is that what you were doing? Ah.
Didn't we have the most glorious day?
It's wonderful.
I-
The chateau's beautiful as well.
I just keep thinking about it. I really do. It's worth the day trip. So now I think we're ready. Your table is gorgeous. And we're using the set that you got the extra soup plates for. Oh, using the soup plates tonight? Oh, yes. I love it when you unlock dinner services with your purchases, darling. I'm always teasing Philip about it, but it's true that we couldn't use this set for this many people when Marie wanted to serve soup because we didn't have enough soup bowls. So tonight is the start of a new era, a new dawn. Are you ready for me to call everyone through? All right.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Yes, I can't turn it down.
Thank you. We are starting the evening warming you up because it's autumn, or it's just started. So we have a curried cauliflower soup using leeks and onion from the garden, cream and curried cauliflower on top with parsley, 2 times fresh and oil. So,
It's delicious. Thank you.
Alright, continuing on, we have honey roasted duck breast for some with a Jerusalem artichoke creamy puree served with roasted potatoes and champignon in butter and parsley. And there's a pickled beetroot from the garden with a jus and oil. So, bon appetit.
Thank you so much. I love the soup.
Well, ending the meal with a classic Eton mess, sort of, inspired by the Chantilly cream episode.
Dessert.
Yes, actually that did look very, very good.
It was so good. We've got to go together.
Yeah, this is Eton mess with mascarpone, icing, sugar, vanilla pods, and cream. Served with plums and strawberries, and a plum sauce with vanilla.
That looks so good. Thank you. Loved it. Thanks. We are ending with a catwalk show. Look at the two of you matching. As a whole family, we have just been given hand-knitted gifts, and Galahad's has G on it in a really super Harry Potter sort of style and looks completely amazing. And I think it's fair to say that I'm going to be wearing this shawl every single day for the whole of winter. Oh, you look adorable.
I haven't seen it yet, but it feels really warm.
Oh, wait till you see yourself.
Is it chic?
Oh, you can rock it.
Can I wear a brooch on it, do you think? Do you?
Thank you so much. They are glorious.